So in the first 2 weeks, we were using Python very interactively. And in the third week, we learned that we should run programs from the command line, especially complicated programs. So now we lost something there, because when we were debugging in the first 2 weeks, it was relatively easy to know what the variable values were or what the bindings were and what steps the program was taking. Now that we have just one standalone file, we can't just really go in. At least I haven't told you how to do this. And this is the point of this lesson. So what we're going to use is called PDB. It's a Python module that allows you to debug programs. So on the left here, I have the exact same program as in the summary, except that I have imported here PDB, and I've used one of the functions that is available when you import PDB, and that's the only one I'll explain now. It's setTrace. So the point of doing this is that it's saying to Python or to the debugger that basically everything should be run the same up until you get there. And there, you should sort of switch to interactive mode. So I think it's better to see an example. So let's run this program, and for the ASCII characters, let's say between 30 and 127. So you see here the symbols that are allowed and the whole symbol permutation here, and I get to enter my input. So far everything is exactly the same as before, but now something happens, and you see here the prompt. We're inside of PDB. So we are exactly at this command here. So you can now dig in if you want into the program and see what the variable values are. So for instance, direction is in, what the value of shuffle is, what the value of plain text is, etc. And also make sure that the substitution dictionary is exactly as you intended. So we're here and we have interrupted the program, and we can interact with Python. We could modify variables, but this is likely to break things for this program. Or we can also trace things. So let's see the help for PDB. And you see here all the different commands. So we could use help n, and n stands for next. And for instance, n continues execution until the next line in the current function is reached, or it returns. So if I do n here, I was at the last line of my function, so that function will be executed. And now I'm out back to wherever crypt was called. Actually, I think what happened here is that I got out here of the function I was in crypt, I got out, then the program continued, and now it went to this line, decoded, and this line called crypt again, so I stopped again, right? So the trace is whenever I pass through. And so if I press next again, this time it should finish. Yes, I'm going in, and I really want to execute it, and right, and now I'm executing one step at a time. If you just want to finish off, you can also press continue, and continue just finishes the program. So let's see this again. So I write hello again, this is my message, and now I'm starting to be interrupted, but this is not exactly what I want, so I just want to continue, and I'm interrupted again, so I continue, and then that's it. And you see I've been interrupted twice because I use crypt twice here, and each time I use crypt, I have to be interrupted. So this was a little bit of an explanation of how to use one specific function in PDB. PDB is much more complicated, and there are also specific solutions for each of the IDEs you could use. For instance, IDLE has its own debugger, but I won't get into all those details. I'll let you to explore a little bit and see what you like.